Good morning, and welcome to the New York City Council Committee on Cultural Affairs, Libraries, and International Intergroup Relations. At this time, please place your phone on vibrate or silent mode. If you want to submit testimony, send it to testimony@council.nyc.gov. Once again, that's testimony@council.nyc.gov. At any time during this hearing, do not approach the dais. Thank you for your cooperation. Chair Osei, we are ready to begin.
Good morning. I'm New York City Councilmember Chi Osei, Chair of this Committee on Cultural Affairs, Libraries, and International Intergroup Relations. Welcome to our oversight hearing on an update on the Percent for Art program. Let me provide a little background. The Percent for Art law, initiated by Mayor Koch and passed by the City Council in 1982, requires that 1% of the budget for eligible city-funded construction projects be spent on artwork for city facilities. The Department of Cultural Affairs administers the program, and DCLA has developed and uses a process for determining eligible projects and for selecting artists on an equitable basis. As a result of the law, permanent site-specific artworks for a wide range of public facilities are commissioned, thus making art broadly accessible throughout our city. That is an important and remarkable idea. As of 2023, more than 370% for art projects have been completed, with an accumulated value of over $65 million. And there are currently more than 100 new public art commissions in progress throughout the 5 boroughs. That is important and remarkable as well. It is useful to remember that Percent for Art was specifically included in the 2017 development of Create NYC, the comprehensive cultural plan for New York City, which recognized the importance of having art accessible in public spaces. In fact, Create NYC further noted that the city should support the maintenance of completed Percent for Art projects and, quote, create opportunities to support socially engaged practices in combination with Percent for Art commissions, end quote. The 2019 action plan that further detailed Create NYC included specific mentions of the Percent for Art program in 2 different strategies that it laid out, including providing technical assistance to help underrepresented artists apply for Percent for Art public art commissions in low-income neighborhoods, and passing legislation to increase the budget for Percent for Art projects for the first time since the law was established, in order to allow for larger commissions of permanent art and more artists per project. The committee would like to know how those strategies are playing out today. The committee is interested in the process used to select artists and in the personal characteristics of artists chosen, including how those artists represent people of diverse racial and ethnic backgrounds, LGBTQIA+ individuals, and people with disabilities. The committee is also interested in the process used to select facilities, including how those buildings and other facilities are geographically distributed across the 5 boroughs and across neighborhoods of various income levels. Finally, the committee wants to understand the financial aspects of the program, past and present. Now, I want to acknowledge my colleagues on the committee who are present, Council Members Dinowitz, Hudson, Hanif, who's on Zoom, Ung, who's on Zoom, and Lewis, who is here as well. Now, I would also like to thank my staff and the committee staff for their work in preparing today's hearing. Vujapong Vitana, my Policy and Budget Director, Christina Yalamati, the committee's Legislative Counsel, Regina Paul, the committee's Legislative Policy Analyst, and Sandra Gray, the committee's Financial Analyst. Now, I would like to address some housekeeping items before we begin with DCLA's testimony. Today is an in-person hearing with the option of virtual testimony for the public. The committee will be accepting registrations for testimony throughout the hearing. Anyone who is attending in person and who wishes to testify in person should see the Sergeant at Arms to fill out a witness slip, even if you are registered in advance online. We will begin today's hearing with testimony from DCLA, followed by Councilmember Q&A, and then move to public testimony. We will limit Councilmember Q&A, including comments, to 5 minutes during the public testimony portion of the hearing. Witnesses from the public will be limited to 2 minutes. As a reminder to all of our witnesses, please state your name prior to your testimony for the record. The committee will also be accepting written testimony for up to 72 hours after the hearing. Let me ask our committee counsel to administer the affirmation to the witnesses from DCLA, who may then begin their testimony. Christina?
Hi, good morning. Please raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before this committee, and to respond honestly to council member questions?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. You may begin when ready.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair Osei and members of the committee. I'm Kendall Henry, Assistant Commissioner of Public Art at the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, here to testify in regards to today's topic, an update on the Percent for Art program. I'm joined today by a number of my colleagues from the agency, including the director of the Percent for Art program, Sergio Pardo Lopez. Today's topic is one that is near and dear to my heart. I started as an intern in this program while attending art school, and commissioning artworks for schools throughout Percent for Art was my earliest professional experience, and clearly very, very formative to me. So I appreciate the opportunity to testify. New York City's Percent for Art program was created an unparalleled collection of site-specific artworks that is deeply woven in the fabric of our city. It also gives artists a prime seat at the table in shaping our civic spaces and buildings. These artists work in all disciplines, from all backgrounds, and hail from every corner of New York City and across the world. They work in sculpture, mosaic, paintings, and other medium, in bronze, stone, tile, glass, environmental, and sculpture, and more. Percent for Art is part of Department of Cultural Affairs' public art portfolio, which also includes our public artists in residence and city canvas programs. And while Percent pertains specifically to eligible capital projects, we represent one component of the city's larger ecosystem of public art. Agencies like Parks and DOT has their own temporary art programs. Non-for-profits like Public Art Fund, Creative Time, Times Square Alliance, Madison Square Park, The High Line, More Art, and others install temporary artworks